Pope Francis elevated Archbishop Wilton Gregory as one of 13 new cardinals at yesterday's consistory at the Vatican. This elevation made history because Cardinal Gregory became the first African American cardinal of the Catholic Church in the United States. Wilton Gregory was born in Chicago, Illinois on December 7, 1947, to Ethel and Wilton Gregory. One of three children, he has two sisters, Elaine and Claudia. Gregory's parents divorced when he was quite young, and his grandmother, Etta Mae Duncan, moved in with the family at their home in Chicago's South Side. Wilton was enrolled at St. Cartridge Grammar School, where he decided to become a priest even before he converted to Catholicism. In 1959, he was baptized as a Catholic and received his first communion during the Easter Vigil, and was confirmed later that year. After graduation from St. Cartridge, he attended Quigley Preparatory Seminary South and Niles College in Chicago, and St. Mary of the Lake Seminary in Mundelein, Illinois. At the age of 25, Gregory was ordained as a priest of the Archdiocese of Chicago. After serving as a parish priest in Chicago for 3 years, Gregory was ordained an auxiliary bishop of Chicago. In 1993, Pope John Paul II appointed Gregory the 7th Bishop of Belleville, Illinois, where he served for the next 11 years. After serving 3 years as the vice president of the U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops, Bishop Gregory was elected the president. During his service as the president of the conference, the crisis of sex abuse by Catholic clergy escalated. Bishop Gregory has been at the forefront of moving the church to repair the damage of child sexual abuse. In 2002, he was chosen as Times Person of the Week. Under his leadership, the bishops implemented the Charter for the Protection of Children and Young People. Pope John Paul II named Bishop Gregory Archbishop of Atlanta in 2004. Bishop Gregory wrote a bi-weekly column for the Roman Catholic newspaper of the Archdiocese of Atlanta, the Georgia Bulletin, entitled What I Have Seen and Heard, which he shared reflections about his faith, work, and experiences. Pope Francis installed Gregory as Archbishop of Washington on May the 21st, 2019. As Washington's new Archbishop, Gregory pointed to the gospel story of Jesus calming the stormy seas when he was in the boat with his disciples. I remind you, he is here. He is here when the seas are calm, and he is here during every moment of uncertainty, anger, fear, and shame. He invites us to place our trust in him. When asked by a transgender person about whether there was a place for them in the church, Archbishop Gregory responded, "You belong to the heart of his church. There is nothing that you may do or say that will ever rip you from the heart of this church. There is a lot that has been said to you, about you, behind your back that is painful and sinful." When the coronavirus pandemic initially caused a shutdown of public masses, Archbishop Gregory wrote in a column for the Catholic Standard newspaper that even in the uncertainty of this current situation, if we are open, God will use this moment to bring our hearts closer to him and more firmly in union with one another. Following the nationwide racial protests in the wake of the death of George Floyd, Archbishop Gregory said that this incident reveals the virus of racism among us once again, even as we continue to cope with the virus. Archbishop Gregory has praised the peaceful protests for racial justice, saying that the young people helping lead those marches offer hope for building a more just nation where all lives are respected. The naming of Cardinal Gregory to the College of Cardinals was hailed by neighboring dioceses. Baltimore Archbishop William Lowry said, "I join everyone in our own archdiocese, as well as our neighbors in the Archdiocese of Washington, in sending our prayers and warm congratulations to Archbishop Gregory on his joyful occasion of being named a cardinal." As our country's first African American cardinal, he will bring a critically important perspective to his new role, along with the wisdom and deep love of our faith that are so evident in his long-standing service to the church. Arlington, Virginia Bishop Michael Burbidge congratulated Cardinal Gregory on this most welcome news and said that as the first Black cardinal of the United States, this historic announcement is an honor and a blessing, as well as for the entire church in our country. Cardinal Gregory has long been a leader in Catholic Jewish and Black Jewish relations, and most recently in June participated in Race in America, sponsored by the American Jewish Committee. The American Jewish Committee, a worldwide organization dedicated to fighting anti-Semitism, extremism, and all forms of racism, tweeted congratulations to our friend Archbishop Wilton Gregory on his appointment by Pope Francis to be Cardinal, the first African American in College of Cardinals. In a statement released shortly after the announcement in October, Cardinal Gregory said, with a very grateful and humble heart, I thank Pope Francis for this appointment, which will allow me to work more closely with him in caring for Christ's church. When asked what his elevation to the College of Cardinals meant to him personally to be the first African American cardinal in the United States, and what that would mean to the nation's Black Catholics, Cardinal Designate Gregory said, I am deeply humbled. I know that I am reaping a harvest that millions of African American Catholics and people of color have planted. I am deeply grateful for the faith that they have lived so generously, so zealously, and with such great devotion. I hope it is a sign of the continued investment of the church in the work of justice, peace, and harmony among people.